Hi, this is Marty from Blue Lightning TV. For fans of horror and the macabre, I'm going to show you how to make these rusted chains that I'll be using in my next tutorial of a dark, horrific dungeon wall. This document is 1280 by 720 pixels with a resolution of 150 pixels per inch. I provided links to these images we'll be using in this tutorial. They are located in the video's description so you can download them directly and follow along. Call up your rounded rectangle tool. Choose Shape with no fill. Make the stroke 50 pixels and click on the stroke color. Click on the color picker icon and type in 50% for the brightness. Make the radius 100 pixels. Click on the gear icon and choose Fixed Size. We'll make the width 420 pixels and the height 210. As soon as you click on your document, a work path will appear. When you release your cursor, it will make a shape consistent with the color and parameters we chose. To reposition it, call up your Move tool and move it. We'll make a copy of it and slide it to the right. To do this, press and hold Shift and Alt or Shift and Option. Alt or Option makes the copy, while Shift keeps it aligned on its horizontal axis. Go to the second layer and shift-click on it. This highlights both layers. Press Ctrl or Command E to merge them together. Call up the rounded rectangle tool again, and this time type in 265 for the width and 60 for the height. I'll slide it between the two chains and release. Call up your Move tool, and as before, press Shift and Alt or Shift and Option and slide the copy to a similar position on the chain as the other. Merge these two layers together. Click on the FX icon and choose Bevel and Emboss. We'll make the style Inner Bevel, the technique Smooth, the depth 100%, the direction Up, and the size 38 pixels. Click on the other part of the chain and repeat the process. This time increase the size to 29 pixels. Click on the New Layer icon to make a new layer. Go to the chain layer and shift-click on it to highlight both layers. Press Ctrl or Command plus E to merge them together. Repeat this for the other part of the chain. Now we have both parts of the chain fused with their respective effects. Click on the second layer to make it active and press Ctrl or Command plus J to make a copy of it. Press V to call up your Move tool and press and hold Shift as you slide the copy to the right. Go back to the original chain and make another copy. Repeat the process of sliding it to the left. Click on the top layer to make it active, make a copy, and slide this to the left. To reposition your entire chain link, go to the bottom chain and shift-click on it to highlight all the chain layers. Now, when you click on it, all the parts will move together. Press Ctrl or Command plus E to merge them into one layer. Let's rename it Chain. Go to Filter, Distort, and Ripple. The amount is 50% and the size medium. If you like, you can brush in some optional shadows under the horizontal chain links. Now that we have the basic shapes as a template, let's layer in the textures. Open the overall rust texture and click anywhere on it. Press and hold Shift as you drag it onto the tab of the chain document. Without releasing your mouse or pen, drag it down onto the chain and release. Change the blend mode to multiply and go to the chain layer. Press Ctrl or Command as you click on it to make it into a selection, and click on the layer mask icon to make a layer mask of the selection next to the rust texture. Now open the darker rust texture and drag it onto your chain document. Go to the layer mask and press and hold Alt or Option as you drag it onto the darker rust layer. Now drag the entire layer below the top layer. Click off the chain link. This allows us to move or effect either layer independently of the other. Change the blend mode to darker color and the opacity to 45%. Press Ctrl or Command plus J twice to make two copies. The three darker rust layers will be added to the bottom portions of the chain link. Hide the two copies by clicking off their eyeballs and make the original layer active. Move the darker rust to the bottom and change the opacity to about 55%. Make the first copy of the darker rust texture visible and active. Move this copy to the bottom of the middle. Make the last copy visible and active and move it to the bottom of the top. I want to get rid of the straight part of this texture that goes past the rounded corners. Click on the layer mask to make it active and call up your brush tool. Brush over the sharp, darker areas to hide them. Let's merge all the layers that comprise the chain. With the top layer active, shift-click on the bottom chain layer and press Ctrl or Command E. We'll rename it Chain. There's a bit of light fringe surrounding the entire chain. To remove it, go to Layer, Matting, and Defringe. We'll defringe it by 1 pixel. Make a copy of the layer and click on the FX icon. Choose Drop Shadow. Make the blend mode multiply and the color black. We'll make the opacity about 55%, the distance 40 pixels, and the size 14. In my next tutorial, we'll use this rusted chain and concrete wall as a backdrop to a harrowing, nightmarish dungeon. This is Marty from Blue Lightning TV. Thanks for watching.